Hello and welcome back, my fellow gamers. This is DZ Devil Gamer Plays. Today we're going to be going ahead and doing a bit of a what I'm going to call my top 20. So these are going to be the top 20 best melee weapons in the game of Project Zomboid as it is right now in build 42. I think these particularly ones, I do use them all the time, and I feel that these are the best ones that you can create in-game currently. Let me go downstairs and I will show them all off to you. So we're going to start from left to right, and I'll go over the ones that can be created in the Forge versus ones that are standalone. So the first one here we're going to go over is the Machete. The Machete, it has pretty good condition and damage. It can be wielded one-handed, and it is overall a great weapon that you can find just anywhere within the world. The other one is the Fire Axe. The Firefighter Axe, I think, is probably one of the most underrated but best weapons as a two-handed weapon. So I would call that a good second choice. The third one is the Crowbar. I don't use the Crowbar as much because there's better melee weapons than the Crowbar, but starting out, before you get a Forge, it is a good alternative to a great weapon starting out. So those are my three there. The next one that I'm going to go to is what I think is officially the best bat. It's the baseball bat with spikes. It can be created in the Forge, using the Forge, and I'm gonna say it's probably one of the best ones. The other one here is the Sturdy Bone Club with Spikes, which is essentially it's a I want to say it was created in the Forge, but it's using the same principle as the short bat with spikes. But you substitute a large bone, I believe, for it, and it creates the Sturdy Bone Club with spikes. And it is ruthless. You can use it one-handed, and it does a good bit of damage to the zombies. It's not as much as some of the other weapons we'll go over here, like the long spiked club is my next one that I think is pretty great. But the next one we're going to go to first is the baseball bat with the Sawblade. It's the metal baseball bat with Sawblade. It is I would say the best sharp force weapon in game, besides the Fire Axe. If you can see the damage it does, it's way more than the Fire Axe does. And if you're swinging that, you're going to do a lot of damage with it. And that's the same reason why I choose the baseball bat with spikes. Those two, hand in hand, I think are the best weapons. The Sawblade with axe is another one. It has a different name in game when you're creating it. It's actually called the scrap metal axe. You can actually make it using a scrap metal. So it has an interesting recipe that when you go to make it, it calls it a scrap metal axe making it, but then once it's made, it turns it into a Sawblade axe. Alright, so then we went over the long spike with the club. Or it's the long spiked club is what it's called. A great weapon in its own, right? It swings really good. Damage is okay. It's right up there with the mace and the short bat with spikes. I would say the mace swings a little slower for some reason. The short bat with spikes seems to actually swing a little faster than the mace, but the mace does more damage. It does swing a little bit slower though. So if you're going one-handed, both of those are one-handed weapons. The long spiked club is also created in the Forge, but it is a two-handed weapon. The traditional baseball bat with nails, everybody knows how to make that. I still think it's one of the best weapons early on in game as far as an early weapon to use. And I do use that often also. The baseball bat with the sheet metal reinforced. Now this is a new one they added. It makes the baseball bat a little denser. When you swing it, it does swing a little bit slower. But with the sheet metal on it, the condition tends to last a lot longer than if you were just using the baseball bat by itself or the metal baseball bat. The next one here is the Block Maul. The Block Maul does a ton of damage, but again, it's a really slow swinging weapon. You need to be careful when you're using it because it can get you in trouble because it does swing so slow. But it does do a good bit of damage, so if you're just going around killing zombies, one or two at a time, it's a great weapon to use. I would recommend that if you're going to fight a horde, because the knockback on it, although is good, but it swings so slow and it does affect your endurance. You'll get the muscle fatigue really fast using the Block Maul. But again, it is overall a really great weapon. What I think one of my favorites is the baseball bat with the bolts. It's a great weapon. It hits hard. It lasts a long time. And overall, you can make that just normally in game. You don't have to have anything with the forge in order to do that. The next three are kind of in-game classics. So there's the normal spear, which I don't use the normal spear. I always use the fire hardened one. It has a longer condition. It lasts longer. And it does just a slightly bit more damage than the classic spear does. So I use that one. But once you get the forge going, I recommend switching to the spear with the metal head. You can make metal heads for your spear, because then you're using handle conditions, and the head condition, which means they last longer and they do just as much more damage than the wooden spear. Although the wooden spears are easier to create by dropping them in a fire. The spear with the metal head, when the spearhead breaks off, you can just pick it up and just put it on another handle and just have a brand new spearhead again. The only thing with that is the head condition does wear down over time, so you will have to sharpen that. Then there is the long metal spear with the long metal head. I don't know if you could tell there, it is almost a good, I want to say, I think it's like a foot longer in game than the regular spear. As far as your swing with it, you do hit zombies further away, so it is a great alternative. The long metal head, just like the metal head, can be made in the forge and crafted. So those are, again, my choices for best weapons. And then we have the Cudgel with spikes. This is made also in the forge, as well as the Jawbone Morningstar. These are both great weapons. I think the Jawbone Morningstar is a better weapon than the Cudgel with spikes. The Cudgel with spikes swings very similar to the Maul, kind of slower on the slower style. It does last a long time, and it does a good bit of damage. The damage output on it is pretty good, but the Jawbone Morningstar actually does more damage and it lasts a lot longer. But again, it's also a two-handed weapon. And then my last of my 20th weapons here is the Legendary Katana. This is created using a mod called Legendary Katana mod. And these are the other katanas you can make with it. One is called the Epic, the other one is the Rare, and then of course the Legendary. So those are my 20 best weapons to use in game. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab all these up, and we're gonna take these out and use them in the world so you can see them in action, so you guys can see what they all look like out there and out and about. So get ready for some zombie killing fun. Alright, so I'm seeing a couple zombies in here. So the first one we're going to show off here is the Firefighter Axe. We'll use it on this one zombie here, and then we'll switch to a different weapon. So here is the Firefighter Axe. And the damage it does. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be the Machete. Okay, that's the Machete. I want to fight them all at once. Just one. Okay, that's the crowbar. Alright, so now we're going to do the mace. So now this is a forged mace that you get from creating it at the forge. See that? That's what you get with the mace. I'll hit one more with it just so you don't think that's a fluke. I'm not leveled up in one-handed. But the mace, I would say, is fairly good. So then we'll go with the long spiked club next. Let's see what this one looks like. Again, one of my favorite weapons, the long spiked club. Looks great. Looks cool. Does a good bit of damage. Okay. Let's drop this axe here. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the short bat with spikes. As our next weapon. Put our long spike club away. So we'll come back and pick up those 3 later. This way it at least helps us not be weighed down by the weapons. It'll allow us to effectively kill these zombies a little easier. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to switch to the baseball bat with metal and reinforced. We'll save the spears for last. Most people have seen spears before. But I'll show off the different spears as well. So this is the sheet metal reinforced bat. So, a good bit of swing, good bit of hit, kills the zombies. Easy peasy. Alright, so the next one we have here is the, I want to say it's the baseball bat with the nails, I think is the next one. And then the baseball bat with spikes. I don't think I did the baseball bat with spikes yet. I might have, but I don't remember. But we'll do the 2 baseball bats next here. So first the baseball bat with nails. So the only downfall with using anything that has spikes or nails is that if you're trying to save clothing, it's going to damage the clothing. Okay. I'll put the nails away and we'll grab the baseball bat with spikes. We might have to look around. I don't know if there's any more zombies here. Look around. There might be something still hanging around. Yeah, there's a couple. Yep. We don't want both of them. We just want one of them for right now. Yeah. That weapon is just awesome every time I use it. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the block Maul, and this way you can see why I'm saying how it hits hard, but it's also a slow swing. Alright, so now this is the block Maul. Yeah. The animation for it's kind of janky, and it is a little bit slow, but it does hit hard. Great for 1 or 2 zombies. I wouldn't recommend using that in any kind of major brawl. It is a great weapon. It lasts a really long time, but again, I would not recommend using it for long horde battles. It will eventually also start affecting your muscle strain using that over and over again. What do we have left? So we have the baseball bats, the Jawbone Morningstar, the Cudgel with spikes. I'm going to cook up the Cudgel with spikes just so you can see it. I don't know if there's any zombies left for me to kill right here, but we will go find one. See, it has a similar animation to the Cudgel with spikes, or to the Maul. Same slow, kind of weak looking attack. Alright. So let's show this off here. We'll start with this one up here. That's the Jawbone axe. Let's switch weapons here. Alright, everybody's seen that now. Let's do the Katana so I can kill with ease a little bit easier and I ain't got to worry about so much. There's quite a few zombies in here and I need to be able to kill with a little bit more freedom. Alright. There's the Katana. So let's do the Longspear with the long metal head. Give us a minute here. This is the baseball bat with bolts. We'll tap one more and then we'll switch weapons. Alright, so that is the baseball bat with bolts. Now we'll do the baseball bat with saw blades. Come on, get back up. Pretty cool looking. It's got a good graphic to it. Again, it's a great weapon. Easy to use. Alright. What other weapons do I have left that I have not done? Sturdy Bone Club with spikes. And then I believe that's it. I've done everything. I think the only thing I didn't do is I didn't do the different spears. But again, once you've seen one spear, you've seen them all. They all hit the same way. Let's go use this club and see if I can take out a couple more here with the club. Now this is the Sturdy Bone Club. Okay. Let's hit another one here. Okay. Alright, I think that's it. That's covering all 20 weapons at this point. The only thing, like I said, the only thing I didn't cover was the different spears. I guess I could do the 2 spears. I think I've done everything else at this point. But I'll do the 2 different spears just so that I can say that I've covered them all. I just realized I don't think I did the other axe either. So we'll do that as well. The Sawblade axe, I haven't done that yet either. So we'll do the other spears. And then we'll do the axe. And then right here. So let's do the spear first. So that's a normal spear. Okay. We'll do the fire hardened spear. And the last one will be the other axe. I guess we'll stab these guys with the spear. Alright. That's the fire hardened spear. You know, I don't remember if you can stab through the fences with the spear or not. Oh, you still can. Yeah, I forgot you could just still do that. Okay. So we've done the spears. I think the only thing left is the Sawblade axe. And that's it. That'll be all 20 weapons. Yeah. Do this last one here. So Sawblade axe. Let's go see if we can find us a likely candidate. Probably not 100 candidates. Okay. Alright, so that is all 20 weapons. So these are my 20 best weapons in game that are melee. Every one of them is great. I mean, you can see the condition is still good. They're still putting out a lot of damage. I'm not a huge fan of the spears. A lot of people like them. Never been a huge fan of spears. I like the katanas. I like some of the axes. I really like the spiked baseball bat. I think I use this probably as far as one of my weapons that I use the most. I use this one. I just like the damage it does. I think it does a great amount of damage for what it is. And the fact that you can make a bunch of them at the forge is kind of cool. You don't have to actually go out looking for them. So they make for a great weapon to like just make a bunch of and have on hand. Alright. So this is DZ Devil Gamer Play saying, hope you enjoyed my 20 best weapons in the zombie apocalypse here for Project Zomboid Build 42. And again, these are my choice for the 20 best weapons. This does not include any kind of thrown weapons or any other special modded stuff. The only modded ones I have here is the Katana. And you know, and everybody that's used a katana knows that the katanas are OP. I like that you can create them in this using the forge, which is why I added that mod to my game so that I'd be able to, you know, the sword, the scrap metal sword that you can make in game isn't very good. I've made it already, and I think it's terrible in comparison to the damage that a katana does. It does not quite live up to snuff. So this is DZ Devil Gamer Play saying, hope you enjoy the video, and don't forget the like and subscribe button for more future videos, and don't forget to play as if you're going to live forever, as I always say. Have a good night. Bye.